It pretty much ends with Itadori eating a finger, and then Akuna Matata takes over his body, and then you good, Mitch?
I hate you so much.
That was me.
Why?
No,
I'm
know
just
the
summing up
noise.
the story.
No, the noise was Josh, but Trav memorized every fucking character from Cromartie, and he didn't know Sukuna's name, dude.
What do you mean? I got it right.
Why you pulling me? I'm right.
All right, we're live now.
An adventure.
We live.
Rumbling, I'm coming, rumbling.
Trav, the picture you used for the background of the stream was me while watching Cromartie.
You had to ponder. You had to ponder your thoughts, and we're like, "Damn, this shit's really deep." And I don't know if I can think of anything else. You know, you were so invested that you pissed yourself all over this fucking train car. You peed so much that it covered it up. I feel you, bro. I was right with you. I should have been in a swimming pool while watching Cromartie, dude.
Amazing.
I hate you.
But
you know what you don't hate, because I know how much you love these episodes because you talked about it on Discord. Jujutsu Kaisen, and that's what we're talking about today. Episodes so 1, 2, 3, 4.
It is so
1, 2, 3, 4. I agree.
Yeah, it's all right.
As a frame of reference to the audience, something like that. All three of them have seen this before. I'm the only one where this is my first time. So in case you're curious about first time impressions, I'll sprinkle those on as we go in.
I'll also mention that the first time I watched it was subbed, of course, but I was just curious how it was dubbed, so I started watching it dubbed so I can make some comparisons, and so far I hate it.
Yeah, I was saying, why the hell are you watching it dubbed? It's so bad.
I'm probably gonna switch. I'm gonna switch back.
Yeah.
But
the only thing I saw from dub and subbed was like the dude with like the voice power. I saw the comparison between the two, and I was like, yeah, I definitely like sub a little bit more for this one.
Here's how you know an anime is good: is when you finish like the 4th episode we're supposed to watch. I was like, wait, we're already done? I could have gone another 2-3 hours with this. Such a good show, man. I forgot how good it was.
As opposed to Cromartie, where every episode left you wanting more.
False. Every episode left me wanting to turn off my computer.
Yeah. No, I stay up at night sometimes just wondering, damn, when's that next Cromartie episode coming out, Or when we're going to watch the live action movie, right, guys? Right?
I think we're actually doing that the day Yossef's not here. So.
Oh, Jesus. Listen.
Yeah, I'll support you guys with the stream I don't watch.
Yeah. One of the first days that I'm back in Wisconsin after being done up here with school and with everything, you guys were like, oh, come over, we're going to watch Cromartie. And I'm like...
I would actually. I don't want to watch that fucking show again, dude.
What do you mean? It's the best show ever. It's just live action.
Have to watch the show. We're watching a movie, Mitch. It's different.
Yeah. It makes complete sense, like the show does.
See, but you know what sucks? Is we watch it, and then we have to talk about it. It's not just like we're watching it for fun. Unless we do a live reaction, then we don't have to talk about it, which should be okay. But all right.
That's for a different week and a different episode of this episode. This episode of this episode of this episode is about Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jesus Christ.
You could go on and on.
Let's get on. Jesus, let's get on with it.
I like how episode 1 opened the exact same way the movie did. With
spoiler alert.
With the protagonist in in a random weird room, locked up, and Gojo sitting there looking at him. I think it was cool how they did that. And then you're like, oh, why is Josh was probably like, what the hell, what's happening? Why is Yuji all locked up?
Yeah, they're pretty much just saying like, before we get back to this part, we need to go back into the past where it makes sense. So
yeah, I like that it made it into a whole flashback of what happened to get him to that point. For sure.
Yeah, an entire episode worth of flashback.
Yeah. So
are we gonna kind of do what we've done before, where we go chronologically through the actual episode?
I feel like we could just talk.
Or are we just giving?
I think we should just talk. We just talk
about it.
Then
I think we should go episode by episode.
Sure.
This episode.
But not of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I guess I'm gonna just jump ahead and say the thing that I liked most about the first episode was that, you know, the character was introduced as a normal person, and by the end of it, you understood like what makes them special, why they became that way or whatever, and it's not just like they're OP from the get-go or whatever. I guess I don't know. And I like that
a lot of shows do
that. They didn't do the like normal ending in the first one. And because correct me if I'm wrong, that's usually like a thing that happens later on in a season where you don't get the normal ending. But this was on the first episode.
Normally in an anime, the first episode doesn't have the intro or outro.
Well, a lot of the times, like the ending of the first episode would be the opening theme. Yeah. So I mean, the only thing like different I felt like Jujutsu Kaisen did from like other shows with their first episode was just how it ended. That being like, you know, it leaves it off like a major cliffhanger. So now we have to go straight into episode 2.
That's what I thought while I was watching. I was like, normally an anime will just their first episode will be one mini story within itself, and then the story
it'll set the groundwork, and it'll be like, hey, that's so and so, this is that, this is who, and then now we're gonna go on crazy wacky adventures now.
Yeah,
and then like now you just go on to the next one.
Did the 2-episode opener? That was cool.
I gotta say, it's kind of weird because they introduce like the club that the main character of the show is. We haven't even said his name yet. Itadori.
Yuji. I said Yuji.
Itadori Yuji, right? That's how you say it?
Yeah.
So he is in a club. What's the occult club is what it's called. So we're introduced to like those two characters, which I don't remember their name yet. Glasses and then Brock from Pokemon. And yeah, the guy doesn't he has the character like, I'm different because I keep my eyes closed the entire time. Until that one shocking moment where everyone's just like, oh, shit, you know? So we're introduced to those two characters, but they're pretty much forgotten about after this first episode, which, I mean...
Yeah, they never come back, I don't think.
Spoilers.
It's not a spoiler, bro.
Yeah, it is. You spoiled it. Josh didn't know about it.
No,
now it's ruined.
It came back in the second episode.
Josh, start over the show with a fresh mind.
Yeah, I guess, right. No, I honestly, that's what I didn't know, is I didn't know if they were going to stick around or if he was just going to get too involved with other stuff. I thought maybe he would, like, still be friends with them, and then eventually they would, like, learn about what he does and, like, kind of be fans of it, or maybe help out from the side or whatever, but it makes more sense for them to just not be involved.
Yeah, well, they pretty much dumped away, like, 3 characters. They got rid of the 2 occult club members, and then they just threw away Yuji's grandfather.
Because he died.
Well, yeah, but it's like we didn't really spend any time with him. Literally, the first like scene we get with him, he dies like after he says like 2 sentences.
Well, so the first time I watched, I was really like annoyed with the whole grandpa thing. I was like, why is this? Because for us as a viewer, like you just said, like the grandpa means nothing to us because we spent 2 scenes with him, but on a rewatch, I realized that his grandpa's dying words are the basis of Yuji's entire character.
Well,
help people. You're strong. Help people, and that's his whole character for the rest of the show. Is he wants to help people.
So, I have
no, but then he says stuff like, you know, I wanna find like the correct way to die or the correct death. Well, yeah, and I don't really know what he means like by that. Does he mean like I want to?
When his grandpa died, he's like, make sure when you die, you're at least surrounded by people that you care about, or just more people than how he died, because all he had was his grandson there.
Yeah, and when Yuji says, I want to give people correct death, he means he wants people to have a death that they like, a death they choose, not like to get killed or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. It's really confusing reading it, and then like the motivation really isn't clear to me until like episode 4 where like the shit starts to like go down with him. And I just he just has like this inhuman strength and stuff, and I feel like the grandfather's like holding back on him, maybe he's from like a long line of other sorcerers or some shit we're introduced to. I don't know. He's like throwing like this fucking heavy ball into like the soccer goal and stuff, and it's like he has like inhuman strength and like
he's got to be from something because he broke like 4 world records in that little time. So
yeah, I was gonna ask that. I have a question that I don't want a spoiler answer for, just a yes or no. Do we ever find out about his parents? Like his grandpa says, "I want to tell you about your parents," and he was like, "No, don't tell me about my parents."
So you
Did we
asked
ever
for
find out
you
about
asked a
that?
question.
you asked
that,
for not spoilers, but do you want us to spoil?
Hey, I want
I'm
you
just
to
saying a
answer this
yes or no.
question, but
Do we-
not in the spoiler.
I'm saying, don't tell me about his parents. Just do we get to find out about them? Yes or no?
All I'll say is us 3 don't know who his parents are yet.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think
That's a yes or no.
it really matters at this point
yeah,
who his grandpa is, but what matters is that what his grandpa was to Itadori and
Mhm.
the impact that his last words had on him. Because like you said, Trav, that's his whole that's the foundation for his motives now for everything that he does. And
I don't know.
I think that's enough.
To me, his motivation just kind of it doesn't seem that like concrete. I guess
Sure.
like we can understand like Aaron's motivation at the beginning of Attack on Titan because we spent time with his mother, and then we get to see this tragic death with her. But in Jujutsu Kaisen, we literally see the grandfather just say like 2 sentences, and then he just goes to just dies right there.
I like Yuji's motivation more than like Naruto's or Asta's or like that or
generic
Natsu.
Shojin.
Generic. I want to become this. Like I want to become the Wizard King or the Hokage or whatever. Right? Yuji's actually kind of makes sense to me because of how impactful his grandpa was on him. Because it's not a good storytelling habit to do this, but you have to think of Yuji as he had what 17 years of life or 16 years of life before we saw him, and his grandpa was probably his only parental like guardian his entire life, so he's probably very important to him. So the 2 minutes we see him don't compare to the amount of emotion that Yuji has towards him.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it does suck that we didn't have
hit.
a lot of time with him to understand that better, but we kind of just have to trust that he meant a lot to
that's
Yuji,
not good enough for me, dude. That's just
okay.
whatever.
Would you want us to have like 10 episodes of the grandpa dying?
Oh, no way. Like at least maybe like a flashback or two, like maybe in like episode 4 or some shit when like Yuji's like doing some shit, like all the shit's going against the wall, and like maybe he gets a flashback to his childhood, and like I don't know, something. Like I just don't care about the grandfather, it's just not a good motivational tool for me. If I have to assume this, and this happened, like I don't know. I'd rather the story actually make me care about it than me finding ways for it to care about it.
I do agree with you, though. The first time I watched this, I was like, why are we talking about the grandpa so much? Like, wasn't even important. But on my rewatch, I realized why Yuji cared.
No, I get it. He's supposed to be the foil for Yuji's character and his motivation and all that stuff. It's just, he's just kind of like thrown away pretty quickly in the show.
Trav using the vocab words. Okay.
Well, I brought a thesaurus with me, so I've been studying really hard.
Proud of you.
All right, but
yeah, I don't know. Also, if Itadori is actually from a long line of sorcerers or whatever it may be, like we might find out. I didn't read the manga either. But
the thing I thought of too.
Yeah.
Too. Sorry to cut you off. Is he's also like this vessel for the what's his face, the evil guy.
Sakuna,
so we find out that he's like a vessel for this huge evil cursed like entity that was like special grade or whatever, like to a high extent. So I mean, if he was born to be able to contain that power, I mean, it makes sense why he would he would have like inhuman abilities.
What Gojo said, he was the first person in like 1,000 years that could handle the power.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he has to be from some kind of family. Like there's no way he's just some random kid off the street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, it is too. We'll have to find out on this episode, right?
Yeah,
this episode.
I forgot how weak Megami was in this episode.
Well,
he got his ass beat.
Yeah, first episode. Yeah. I wonder why.
Yeah,
that didn't seem like a very strong.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like
I'm jumping ahead here, obviously, to the last episode that we're gonna cover just slightly, but I'm glad that I got to see more of his powers, because at first I thought it was just the dogs, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like, really?
Yeah.
That's it?
Didn't they show the
But now
bird
I'm
though in
like,
the first
okay,
episode?
just the dogs.
He tried to summon it, but when he was summoning it, he got hit, I think.
He got thumped.
Yeah.
He couldn't make the hand signs. He couldn't do the
Naruto.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Megami, he got fucking punched through a concrete wall, and you know he's not Itadori, so he can't really. That hurts. That hurts a lot. And he's, you know, his whole power requires him to concentrate. So because he probably had a concussion at that point, he probably couldn't fight back at that point. So that's why he was struggling. And he paused at the first. You know, I'm kind of a Homer Simpson for Megami a little bit.
Is Megami your favorite character?
Yeah, that's my boy.
He will make up excuses for Megami, but
it makes sense.
For
like
Itadori's grandfather.
Yeah, because he doesn't fucking matter.
What are you looking at?
What do you mean? I was looking at the Twix box, talking to it. Okay, at least the Twix box agrees with me.
That's a member of the cast too, Mitch. God,
Jeez, have some respect for this, you know, mistake that I ate. I mean, what?
Not in one sitting.
I mean, to be fair to Megami, it's like he hesitated because he saw like the cult club members were about to die, and he was like, "Fuck, I can't get the finger," or all that shit, you know. And then Itadori comes in crashing through like the main character he is, kicks the thing in the eye. Yeah, I mean, he just got fudged up, this man.
So, what would have happened if that curse ate the finger? Would have Sukuna taken over the curse and like just been?
No, it would have probably transformed into a special grade curse like that one in episode 4.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they would have bigger problems, but at least Gojo was there.
Gojo was there. Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah, just a little tardy with that gift bag.
Speaking of
he
Gojo,
made it.
He's such a badass.
Dad made it.
Is
Gojo
so
cocky.
Your favorite character, Yossef? No.
It's the talking guy.
Remember?
Is Yuji? Oh, it's the salmon.
Curse speech.
Salmon guy.
Yeah, salmon boy. Toga.
Yeah, he's good. But he's not in these episodes, so fuck him.
Yeah,
of this episode.
So pretty much what happens in the end of the first episode, there's like this. Megami is a jujutsu sorcerer looking for what's his face? Bad curse guy, evil dude's finger.
Kuna.
Okay, Akuna Matata.
Suka needs nuts.
I was just about to say that.
Akuna Matata. They're looking for their finger. They're looking for his finger, and it turns out the occult club has it. They found it, and then they opened it up. And then Itadori and Megami go back to the school where both of the occult club members are getting fucked up.
Just a side note, was anyone triggered by the way she was unraveling that finger? Just a simple question. Because it bothered me a little bit. Like that, but then she was like going like this and like, I don't know, she was like twisting it a weird way. I don't know.
It has suspense. What do you mean?
Like how you open up like a fucking piece of candy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize my first time watching that Itadori was the one that gave them the finger.
Yeah.
He's the one that took it and gave it to them.
He found it.
Yeah. I didn't realize that.
He found it. So pretty much it ends up with Itadori eating the finger because he gets grabbed. And he was told that would give him like insane curse energy to fight against the curse.
Well, first, he actually puts up a good fight against the curse and then saves his two friends.
Yeah, I'm just skimming it up here because we don't need to get too detailed into it. You know, it pretty much ends with Itadori eating a finger, and then Akuna Matata takes over his body, and then you good, Mitch?
I hate you so much.
That's me.
Why?
No,
I'm just summing up the story.
No, the noise was Josh, but Trav memorized every fucking character from Cromartie. Yeah. And he didn't know Sukuna's name. Dude.
What do you mean? I got it right.
Like a whole class in Cromartie. You have like 20 people, but
you have the name somewhere.
He even memorized like the characters that were in one episode, like the fucking kid.
Yeah, like that little like the
Takanuchi.
boy. Yeah.
Like, dude,
Osaka.
I was gonna say
Puta.
that probably the most important thing from that whole like fight was what the curses were saying when they were roaming the halls.
What are they
I
saying?
don't remember. What, do you have the time?
Yeah, what
And then
time is it?
starting, yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. Why is that the most
I
important?
I just love the random things that they say because like a couple episodes later when we meet what was her name? Nobara or
Yeah,
Kogi
Hammer,
Kugizaki or something?
Nobara.
The
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nobara.
hammer.
The one that I don't know, there was one that she was fighting or one that Yuji was fighting and it was like, oh yeah, the one Yuji was fighting, he's like, "Do you want a
Yeah.
receipt with that?"
Yeah, do you
It's like the
receipt?
randomest
Well,
things.
you know why they say that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't. I
Yeah.
do not. I would like, or unless it's a spoiler. I would like to know.
Is that a spoiler, Yusuf?
No, they mentioned it.
Okay, yeah.
Already.
The reason curses say random things is because what curses are, and I think Yuji learns this later. Like I think I'm pretty sure he has like a tough time with this. But a curse is a human that has been cursed and gone so far that they became like that. So they keep repeating like shit they would say in their occupations or all the time. Like, would you like a
Well,
receipt with
that's
that?
I thought it was
I
just a
think that's
manifestation of
one.
like all the negative emotions in like an
Yeah,
area.
it's a couple different things, both of what you said. So one can be a
I think
person.
both is
So I
true,
guess
yeah.
that one is
Yeah.
more or less of a spoiler. I mean, it's not really
Well,
relevant,
I would
anyway,
think
so
like
Yeah.
a curse would be like a human if they're like a special grade. Because like if we go back to the movie, that's what happened to that one girl, that little
No,
girl.
because I don't want. This is kind of getting spoilery, but I think any curse can be a human. Because I'm pretty sure Yuji. There's an episode where Yuji struggles with if he wants to kill them anymore.
Mm, yeah.
it
So,
depends on I think how high of a grade that they are,
okay.
or like I mean I think a person could become cursed.
Well,
They
I'm
could
just
become like
saying
a cursed
like
spirit or
if
whatever. But
I'm just trying to say if they're like special grade, I'm pretty sure it's like probably 100% a human or something. You know, the lower
well, the one
end
that
is
was
probably
fought
just negative emotions.
The one that was fought in episode 4 was a special grade, but he wasn't a human. He was born of like that weird embryo,
Well,
and that one was spawned from
Sky,
like
baby.
negative energy.
well,
Right.
the only reason that one was special grade is because he had Sakuna's finger.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right,
it.
but how did he come to be in the first place?
I don't know. He got
Sky,
birthed
baby.
by the sky.
It's probably like the negative energy thing.
Yeah.
Dude, that's some Death Stranding
Because it
shit,
was in a
man.
detention
Makes no
facility
sense.
and whatnot.
They just kind of be like, "Hey, there's a fetus in there." What? Yeah, we gotta go take care of that. It's like, hold up.
This
Another day.
kind of jumps ahead, but I love because like in a lot of shows, like if someone has the ability to do the special ability in the show, they do it no matter what. But in real life, there'd be people that could see curses and be like, "Fuck no, I'm not fighting those things."
Yeah,
I love how those construction workers were sorcerers that were like, "I don't want to fight curses. Fuck that. I want to work a normal job." And they're the ones that saw the womb and they're like, "Okay, yeah, come over here." And the driver was explaining how they have like non-sorcerer people that can see curses all over the country to like locate curses for them.
mm-hmm.
That was very realistic because not everyone will want to go fight deadly curses. So
Not everyone's gonna want to be the strongest Pokemon trainer. Some people just want to like have an Eevee and chill and have a desk job.
Oh, dude, who the fuck would want to be a sorcerer though? It seems like the worst job ever.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
It sounds awful, which we find out in episode 2, pretty much. Like after the man, the Chad, the blindfolded Giga Chad, Gojo-san comes in with his fucking bleached hair and his blindfold. He's like, hey, why don't you So we found out that Itadori is a vessel for Hakuna Matata, so he can like repress him into his body, so he can just go back to normal and switch between the two modes. And Gojo-san's like, dude, bet, switch back right now. Give us 10 seconds alone. And Itadori's like, all right, Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. And then he turns back into
so much.
Mitch, you good? I'm just trying to sum it up for you.
That's gonna be the soundbite that I have to get now for the fucking soundboard. Is just Hakuna Matata now. That's gonna be the new thing.
And then, Gojo-san's just like, he starts fighting Hakuna Matata like, it means no worries. And he starts blowing up shit. And then after the 10 seconds, he knocks out Itadori after he transforms back, and then he gets brought to Jujutsu High, where we come across the weird principal, and he's just making
We skipped a lot.
Well, fill me in, dude.
We skipped the scene in the that they jump back to the scene where he's in that weird room chained behind his back, and Gojo's like, and you skipped Itadori agreeing to go get all the fingers with him because Gojo's
skipped the whole premise of the plot line.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So
I don't fucking do. I missed it already.
You have notes, dude.
I don't have notes. Bro. What do you mean?
Dude,
I taken notes.
Bar. That's why you keep looking back there.
Bar took notes this.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, fucking Twix Bar.
Josh, do that.
Fuck. You put me on the
spot. It's already too late, man.
So the reason they need.
I'm trying to find Hakuna Matata.
So he ate the one finger just out of desperation to get to save Megami and himself, but then Gojo comes and saves them and whatnot, and we jump back to the opening scene where Itadori is in that weird room with Gojo talking to him, and Gojo has a second finger of Sukuna, and he throws it up and does like a Kamehameha blast and shoots it against the wall, and it doesn't destroy. So he explains to Itadori that they can't destroy it.
How dare you compare that weak shit to a Kamehameha wave? You take that back.
Kamehameha wave. And then trash show, by the way. Well, you made me lose my fucking train of thought.
Yeah, I know. You can't think straight because you think Dragon Ball is bad.
Are you saying you had a brain fart just now?
Yeah.
He shoots.
Go on. Mitch, you're missing the most important part right now.
He's like, see, this bitch is indestructible. And then he
they can't destroy the fingers. They have to have a vessel eat all the fingers and seal Hakuna Matata within them. So then when the vessel dies, Hakuna Matata dies as well.
Yeah, so Gojo gave Itadori ultimatum. It's like, you could either die right now, or you can get all 20 fingers and then die.
You can get all the Kentucky Fried Chicken,
So Itadori's like,
gotta get all the fingers and toes.
So then Itadori goes.
Toes.
So Itadori goes to his grandpa, like to cremate his grandpa.
Dude,
and he has a realization where he's like, these fingers are causing people harm. And he's like, my grandpa told me to help people. So in order to help people, I should go eat all these fingers so they stop causing people harm.
Dude,
is
that how cremation fucking works though? Because that was fucking morbid.
That was fucked up.
Like
him picking up his grandpa's bones.
Yeah, because we cut to a scene where it's just like a bunch of like just pretty much bones that are left over of the grandfather because he got cremated. And it's like now Itadori has to fucking use some chopsticks to like pick him up and put him in that urn. It's like, what are we doing here? You guys fucking blew it. I thought cremation was like, they're nothing but dust,
Yeah, I don't know.
That creeped me out.
But yeah, so then
different in Japan.
It probably is different in Japan. We're probably just being really insensitive right now.
Maybe, but I mean, if that ended up to be me, there's fucking.
We could make it more insensitive.
Well, I still don't know how does it. I don't think it's insensitive. It's more of like, how do you transport a whole collection of bones and then reassemble them on the table? Because I doubt he was cremated right in that room.
Well,
it was.
Like no, maybe the thing lowers down. It goes down.
Then that makes more sense.
And then it gets cremated and then comes back up.
Okay, that makes more sense then.
I think that's what I saw in Death Stranding, at least.
I don't think that the bones would survive, or they certainly wouldn't still be white.
Yeah.
No, they just did like a medium rare cremation.
He was like, can I get my grandpa medium rare?
Yeah, I want to pick this bitch up, clean off the bones a little bit. I wanted to make a rattle when I moved the urn.
But then after that,
apologies for anyone that got offended, but we're just a bunch of idiots.
Itadori's like, okay, yes, I will eat all these fingers. Take me to Jujutsu High, and then they go to Jujutsu High.
Where now?
With
they come across the principal
cool fight that I forgot how cool this fight was.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of whatever for me. The stuffed animal,
funny, man.
The principal makes like stuffed animals and like puts curses into it. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So the principal's like curse technique. Are they called curse techniques? Or they're just called curses. Do you know?
Yeah, the curse technique.
Yeah, his curse technique is that he can make dolls and then imbue his curse into them, then like make them living. So he had one of his dolls. Well, he asked Itadori, he's like, "Why do you want to be?" Or he's like, "Who are you?" And Itadori's like, "Oh, I'm Itadori Yuji. I like girls like Jennifer Lawrence for some fucking random reason that doesn't make any fucking sense."
Same, dude. Same.
But and then he's like, "Oh, why do you want to be in Jujutsu High?" And Itadori's like, something like, "I need to eat all the fingers," and then
I need to get all the KFC.
And the principal sends his really horny, humping, green fucking rabbit thing after Itadori, and Itadori gets his ass beat for about 10 minutes.
Well, while he's trying to come up with like a legit reason why he should become a sorcerer, pretty much, and I don't really remember what he said at the end.
I forgot what he said too.
He pretty much was like, I don't want to say that this is a job that only I can do, but this is pretty much a job that only I can do. So if there's something that I can do about it, I don't want to let people die when it was within my ability to have prevented all of that. He's like, all right, sounds good.
Yeah, I thought that he said something about like if he just walked away now, he wouldn't be able to help but think about all the people who would be dying because he wasn't actively trying to then fill his role as the vessel and get rid of the fingers and just
Okay.
People.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
like I want to say something really about the principal's ability, but it might be a spoiler. I don't know if I should say it.
It's a little spoiler, yeah. Don't say it yet.
I mean, Itadori really doesn't have any choice here.
No.
It's not. It doesn't really have a place in these episodes anyway. So
yeah,
it's not really relevant right now.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole like finding like a whole reason to become a sorcerer really doesn't make sense to me because Itadori already doesn't have any choice. Like he already ate the finger.
That's why like he's either gonna die now or die later. Like, why does it matter why he joins JJ like the high school? Like, doesn't matter. He either dies now or joins the high school and dies later. Like,
good fight.
His reason doesn't matter.
Jujutsu Kaisen has amazing fights. Like,
yes, it does.
The animation in this show is fucking top notch. The soundtrack when the shit's going down, all good. Like,
everything's so beautiful about
all the comedy bits. Like they don't feel like out of place. Like when they go like with a different art style, it just fits with all the character expressions and stuff.
Now that I've like been watching it, like and seeing these few episodes, and now seeing like the opening and the closing, I can see like like why you have that sweatshirt. Like that song is just a cool vibe, and I love the animation of it and like their cool dances and shit. Love that. And
I forgot how much I love the ending.
When I was listening to the opening at first, I was like, oh, this doesn't really go that hard. And then like in the middle when it finally like picks up, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm happy that I'm wrong because you know what? This kind of slaps. This kind of slaps.
I think the Lost in Paradise is the greatest anime ending ever. It's so good.
It's really good.
It's so good.
It's just super different. I don't know. I don't even think I've heard another outro kind of like this.
I just love the animation too. It's just all like,
Yeah, it's very fun. But for the intro, I actually once I heard the second intro, I forgot the first one.
So I think the second one better.
I only remember.
I like the first one. I still think I like the second one better though.
First one's.
We'll have to see the second one again and see if we have any changes.
For me, I think the first one fits the vibe of JJK a lot more. The second one's kind of just like a generic anime opening to me. It's really, really good, but it doesn't like have that really unique vibe like Eve has. Oh, Eve's the name of the band that did the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens afterwards? He gets introduced to Jujutsu High, and he finds out his roommate next door is fucking Megami, and then they go recruit Hammer Girl, right?
Mm-hmm. They go to Tokyo.
The waifu.
Oh, you like Hammer Girl, dude?
She's your waifu, bro?
No,
he's just like, stop, me, though. Hammer Tom.
She.
I don't know. I like her.
She's probably best girl in the show.
Okay,
probably.
I guess I do have something for Hammer Time.
This is Nobunara's theme
Fucking
song.
Home Depot, dude.
Home
No
Depot.
way.
The Home Depot commercial song. Yeah. Sorry.
You go to Home Depot to get all your
I don't have
nails.
Hammer Time, but I have that.
I did want to say something about this episode. I think for the rest of my life, I'm just gonna keep roasting fucking Cromartie. But the comedy in this one episode alone was fucking 100 times funnier than anything in Cromartie. Like, this show actually made me laugh out loud. Cromartie never once did.
Did it at least like make you blow air out of your nose like a little harder?
Episode 1 of Cromartie did.
There you go.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
10 out of 10, done. It's over.
But this show isn't even a comedy, and its comedy is better than Cromartie's comedy.
I loved it because like Hammer Girl is like a complete bitch to everybody.
Yeah.
And then like there's one part where she's like, all right, we're gonna separate because her and Itadori have to like clear out this cursed building to like as like a test for Hammer Girl. And so she's like, all right, we're gonna split up. Fuck you, bitch, pretty much. And then Itadori's like, you don't say it like that, you bitch. just straight up says it. I'm like, damn, know what? I feel you though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then right when they separate, he's on the stairs. That's when he gets attacked by the receipt man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just love the three main characters dynamic.
Their chemistry is so like
good.
Like it definitely gets better as we go on, but even at the start, they have a really good chemistry with each other. Megumi is kind of like the outlier right now because he's not taking part of like this first mission, but Hammer Girl and Itadori have like really good chemistry together.
Mm-hmm. He's equivalent to like and I apologize that I can't. It's been so long now since I binged MHA, but what's the name of the fire and ice guy? Sorry, I know you said he's your favorite.
Oh,
Todoroki.
Okay.
He's
got the same vibes in my eyes where he's just he's like cool and aloof, but like people actually like him. Like when Todoroki gave. This is, I think, at the beginning of episode 4, where he gave him a compliment, and he was just like, he paused for so long. It was like he wanted to say thank you, but instead he was like, "Let's keep moving."
Yeah.
But on the inside, he was probably like, "A compliment? What is this?"
Yeah. Well, Megumi definitely cares about pretty much everybody. It's just he tries to act cold.
Show it. Can't be vulnerable.
Well, he's more serious more of the time.
JJK, like this group of four, including Gojo, is like the stereotypical anime group of 4, like teacher and then 3 students. But JJK does it so well that it doesn't feel like a rehash of an old like trope.
Well, I would say
it's like the Itadori's Naruto, Megumi Sasuke, Nobunara's Sakura, and then Gojo's Kakashi. Pretty much like word for like they look the same, they act the same, they do all the stuff the same, but JJK does it in such a uniquely fresh way that doesn't feel like it's the same.
Well, I would disagree with them acting the same. I guess Sasuke and Megumi a little bit more are more similar to each other, but like Kakashi and Gojo are like the complete polar opposites. Really, Gojo is just fucking off the rocker, just like to the moon nutty. Dude. You don't know what he's going to do, what he's going to put his students through, and that's what keeps it refreshing, I think. Because he obviously cares for them, but at the same time he's testing them in either harsh environments or just not giving any explanation, like, all right, go clear out this building, bitch, bye, good luck, take this knife.
They said that he was like so strong that he's he can't constantly be around them or whatever in that episode, but I assume that we'll see plenty more of him, right? Like he's not going to always be off doing something else.
You'll see.
Okay, dude, just fucking wait.
You'll see.
Just wait.
So like the fight, I guess, like the little test at that one building, is that kind of like the similar test that Gojo does to all his students, like he did in the movie with Maki and Yuta, or just like when they were all first years?
It's pretty much the exact same. Like it's the exact same thing. It's just like, you guys go into the super dangerous curse, figure it out, and I'll save you if you need.
We'll watch.
Yeah.
Then we get after they pass the test, pretty much, they save a girl by combining a little boy by combining their strength together, and then Then we get.
I love the part where Itadori punches through the wall. He's like, "Oh shit, I missed."
Wait, I miss.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna like grab around and just like pluck one of the thing's eyes out.
Yeah. But then
I love when he eventually like smashes through, and then the curse like pulls back. He's like, "Oh, another guy! I'm gonna." You see this? He just like starts to like put his nail against the kid's neck, and then Itadori's just like, "No,
that's bitch, you thought."
Yeah.
But then after all that, we get Hammer Girl's backstory, which I mean, I don't know, I don't really get, because she says she would die if she stayed in the countryside, which I don't really know what she means by that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, because then they like showed like the head of somebody or whatever. So does that mean that like her village got attacked by like a curse or something?
I think that was a doll.
I don't even know what that was.
It was a doll. I think.
Okay.
I think what happened was, so she had her friend, I can't remember her name. They lived in like this countryside together, but then her friend eventually moved to the city, and they were separated.
No. I think you got backwards.
No. So I think the friend's name is Sayori, right, or something with an S.
Don't remember.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Her friend, it wasn't a friend. Like her friend. So when Nobunaga was a little girl, a businesswoman from Tokyo moved out to the city, or moved out to the country, and like started a business out there, and all the country people in her village were like, "Oh, go back to the city. We don't want your like rich and snobby attitude out here." But Nobunaga took such a liking to her that she got so mad at her village for kicking her out that she was like, "I need to get out of here. I need to go back to the village." Mm-hmm. Nobunaga's backstory is complete and utter trash. I hate it. It's shallow. It's pointless. It's so stupid.
She really doesn't show any like motivation to be a jujutsu sorcerer.
No, she just wants to get to the city.
It makes no sense. Yeah. Well, I was like fucking buy a ticket.
I know, for real.
And I think that doll that we saw in that brief frame was kind of just like a mention to how she would develop or channel her cursed energy.
Symbolic.
Well, actually, she did say why she couldn't just buy a ticket. Or she did explain why she joined the high school, because she was poor.
That is why she joined, yeah.
Because she was poor and she couldn't get to the city otherwise. So it was the only way she could get to the city. But like,
she's a sorcerer because she wants to get out of her village.
So she decided to like the most dangerous line of work just to get some extra cash. It's like, okay, construction is dangerous, but you could probably do it.
I became part of the scout regiment because I just want to see what trees are like outside the wall. Like, ooh, I've always wanted to see what trees are like.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no one really cares about Hammer Girl's backstory, I guess. But
no, her backstory is pointless.
Did anything else happen in episode 2? Because we should probably get the ball rolling a little bit.
We're almost at the end of episode.
Wait, isn't all the stuff in Tokyo episode 3?
Yeah.
What happens in episode 3?
I guess that it's sort of spoilers or whatever, but I just realized
that episode 3.
When he helps that little boy, he cuts off the demon's fingers and a hand. And what happens in episode 4?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just realized that. So I assume that's not on purpose, but it happened.
Trav, your question, what happened in episode 2? It was like the fallout of what happened after the fight in episode 1. Itadori visits his friends in the hospital, and then he eventually he has like that fight at the high school and all that.
And then all the stuff with Nobunaga is episode 3.
Yep. So we're basically on 4 right now.
Yeah, we're on 4 right now. So 4, just no warm up to 4. There's like, yep, you're gonna go fight a freaking special
Sky
grade.
Baby.
You're gonna go fight a Sky Baby, a Sky Fetus.
Yeah. And then they put a veil over the area so that people can't see them, I guess.
Do you have a name for glasses or no?
Yeah, fucking just useless. What do you mean? He's just there. He's kind of like the butler from Batman.
Alfred,
Yeah, he's like Alfred pretty much. I mean, I don't have a nickname for that guy, dude. He's all right. He gets the job done. I feel bad for him when everyone shits on him though. He's like, you're not a sorcerer. You're a little bitch, dude. Just give me the report. Get some other capable people here. God,
he's not a sorcerer. How can he set the veil? Like, how does that even work?
He is a sorcerer. He's not a sorcerer. They just don't. He's not strong.
He's not a combat one.
So, Josh, did you pick up what the intro to this not the intro, but like the opening scene to this episode. Do you pick up what they said? It was like
the people with the window thing.
No, when it's like all like the typing stuff's like the
yes, yeah, and I remember that you guys were trying to explain that to me when we were talking about the movie, and then I was looking it up. And I definitely I caught up on like what the different grades mean and things like that.
No, not that. I'm talking about like the first scene of this episode when they're going like it's just like a bunch of like scrolling and stuff, and it's like the news report, and it's like 3 first rank Jujutsu sorcerers entered and 1 died.
Yeah.
I was to make sure you heard that one of the 3 is gonna die.
Well, I guess I thought that was gonna be Itadori because they like think that he's dead because of like the whole building collapsing, but actually he's fine, and we're gonna figure that out in the next episode because he's got
this episode
Mr. Daddy King Demon, and that's the thing I was gonna say is that I'm having a lot of trouble saying curse and not demons because of all the time we've watched Demon Slayer. I just want to say demon, but I know that they're curses. But yeah, that's what I assumed is gonna happen. But I guess it looks like the next episode is literally called like The Womb in the Sky Part 2. So
yeah, I actually got creeped out on this episode a little bit because it's like they enter, what was it, like a detention center or a prison?
The juvie center.
It's juvie, yeah.
Okay, so they.
I just want to say, I like because we were talking about like little Easter eggs to the movie. I like that we know where Gojo was during this fight. He was going to talk to Yuta. He was going out of country to talk to Yuta. So.
Did they mention that? I missed it.
Well, they didn't mention that, but Megumi was like, or Itadori was like, "Where's Gojo Sensei?" And Megumi's like, "Oh, he's out of country right now." And then
I missed that.
They showed like Gojo saying, "Goodbye, I'll be back soon." So,
well,
I mean, at one point, yeah, we have to. Gojo has to go talk to Yuta, so I mean, we can throw it pretty much anywhere though.
Yeah.
But yeah, the setting of their first real mission as like a team together is at this prison or detention center, juvie, whatever the fuck it's called. But it gets turned into like this labyrinth because there's like a special grade, or I don't know why this whole building transformed into like this huge.
It's an inherent domain that was set by the special grade.
That's special grade's domain.
So then
we aren't supposed to know anything about domains yet. We'll figure it out soon. So.
Yeah. So then
I don't really like Funhouse vibes. So the fact that like the door disappeared and like all of like the spatial properties of the place got all fucked up right away, I was like, I don't love this.
Yeah, my dog will remember the door, and they're just like, yeah, good puppy, good dog, you did it, I can't wait.
Love the dog.
That's my favorite dog too, man. I'm so pissed.
So
spoilers.
Yeah, they make it to this one like swimming pool that's emptied out, and then they come across like 2 bodies, and one of the bodies Itadori wanted to bring back because he overheard the mother crying for the son's return, and then Megumi's like, bitch, why the fuck would we come all the way in here just to deal with this dead body? We're not carrying it. Bad Itadori.
It's a guy who like hit a girl when he was driving without a license and stuff, and I thought that was obviously interesting to be like, it's not just a save everybody and help everybody. The Megumi was like, this dude's not an innocent person. This person was not a good guy.
I love that, but I also love when Megumi says, what happens when you save someone and then they go on to kill someone? Like,
it's a good point.
Really good philosophical conversation they were having.
You can't be a pacifist forever. You can't just have your hands
and then
forever. They're gonna get messy.
But then the moment scared me, or creeped me out, was Hammer Girl's like, all right, why you bitches keep fighting right now? And then she like falls for the floor, and then makes me like, whoa, the dog should have told me he was nearby. And then he looks over, and there's that head, the dog like punched. I was like, I forgot that.
What the dog doing?
What that dog doing?
Oh no! Oh no!
Now, hold on, because Yossef, you said that was like your favorite dog and stuff. So, is that dog then presumably just like dead, or since that's his thing, can he still summon the dog?
I don't know if we want to reveal that right.
Why didn't he summon it again when he summoned the black one? How come he didn't summon it again with the black one?
It's dead.
But he also didn't summon the black one with that one, so I don't know how any of this works, is what I'm saying.
It's dead, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we find out later how Megumi's what is it called?
Curse.
They're like I think like called like a Shinigami or some shit. Or...
Oh yeah, Shinigami. Yeah, Shinigamis.
So he like forms like a bond and shit with them, and once they die, they die.
Damn. Okay.
So yeah, that adds definitely value to all his Shinigami. And I mean, he can take like, newer Shinigami can like inherit previous ones, like abilities and like knowledge and stuff. So potentially the newer ones can, be more strong or stronger.
That is equally cool because like then there's like real stakes, but also sad because now anytime anything happens to them, I will be twice as upset because I love animals, and now that I know that they can actually die, I will be livid.
I mean,
yeah, Josh. So people things are already dying. It's episode 4, so that's why Mitch was saying like we're gonna lose one of these characters already. So
that is my favorite thing about JJK is they do not wait to fucking pull the punches, or they do not pull their punches. They just go.
They definitely challenged. They definitely challenged Yuji's like motivation. So to set the stage a little bit. After we find out the dog got killed by the special grade, it shows up like right next in between Megumi and Yuji. There's like
a jump scare,
and they're just like, "Oh,
they freeze,
move. I can't move. I just shit my pants." And then Yuji's like, "I gotta do a main character thing. Move. Swings the knife, loses his fucking like hand, and
his
the
hand gets cut off. Instantly.
Dude, and it's like.
Like holy shit, he already lost hand before, bro.
We're doing like an Edward Elric kind of shit right now, you gotta have a metal arm or something, but
he's staring at his hand.
Megumi's like, Yuji, fuck.
Yeah. And then pretty much they can't really think of any answers to how to deal with this special grade, so their like only idea right now is to how the hell we're gonna get away from this thing. So then Itadori's just like, "No, you go ahead. I got a Hakuna Matata inside of me. I'll let the dog out. You get out of here and save Hammer Girl."
I like how they explained why they can have that conversation, because a lot of times in anime it's just, let's have like a 5-minute conversation while the villain just watches us. That's just one of my least favorite things about anime. But this time, Itadori was like, we have time. He's toying with us. He's having fun messing with us. So you should get out of here, and then I'll summon the Lion King, apparently.
Megumi just fucking jumps down what seems like an endless pit, and then we have another Shinigami pop up. We have the
board.
Yeah, what was it? What was it called again?
The Nue.
Yeah, the owl thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a hawk or something.
And then his other dog, and they sniff out Nobara, and then she's like, "Fuck, no more hammer time. I got one more."
Yeah, she ran out of nails against all the curses.
Yeah, I got confused the fact that she was like fighting a bunch of like baby masks, but then jumping ahead ever so slightly when Megumi is saving her. Now there's like these weird fucking like mushroom dudes.
I think it's just supposed to be like a bunch of curses.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the curses designs don't really have to make much sense.
Mm-hmm. She took out all the ads, but she didn't take out the main boss yet. And so she used
and the boss was like a lower level boss, but she didn't have any nails, so she couldn't do shit. So she's like, "I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna fuck you up. Don't forget, I won't forget this bitch." And then before she was about to get eaten, Megumi comes in with the clutch with the frog and saves the frog Shinigami.
I forgot he had those. Yeah, and the frog just goes and just sucks her up.
He likes that vor shit.
I was very glad to see these.
Stop.
I thought it was.
What did he say?
No.
Moving
on.
Don't look it up.
Or do and get on a list.
He said Megumi's into that vor shit.
Yeah.
You usually know what vor is. We're not talking about vor.
Do you even know what vor is, Yossef?
He'll look it up later, and he'll be
enlightened. Google it after this podcast.
Or Google it right now, and we'll get your live reaction.
Yeah, Google it right now.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to spell it.
VORE.
Yeah.
Don't. Just don't. Trust me.
Look at him. He's like, dude, there's like the angel and like the demon that just popped up on his shoulders, like, do it, bitch, do it, bitch. Yeah, you should do it, bitch. What? You're supposed to be helping me here, bro.
Don't.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the first time I heard that, and I don't think I'm not gonna dig down that trail. I'm not gonna,
You'll be enlightened later.
So yeah, I was glad to see like how he can produce all these different shinigami, I think is what you said they were called. So I'm glad that he's not just not a one-trick pony, but a two-dog dude. I don't know. I'm glad that
he has a bunch of shinigami that he's made like contracts with.
He's just your general zookeeper. He's got everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I figured his technique was something like cursed beasts or some bullshit like that. After this one, I was like, okay, it makes sense now that he can do more stuff than that. But I am sad now to know that they actually can die, because I thought that it was just that he could just summon them from some fucking like plane or whatever, and that dog wasn't like actually dead. But that fucking sucks.
That bitch is dead.
Yeah, I bet she's dead.
But then we cut to kind of the more important part of the episode where Itadori's fighting the special grade, buying time for Megami to save Hammer Girl and get the fuck out of there.
He's not really fighting the special grade. He's not.
Yeah, I said buying time.
He's trying to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just buying time for him until they get the signal, and then he could switch to Hakuna Matata. You know. Bye, Josh.
Bye, Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, welcome back.
56 minutes. It took you 56 minutes to leave us already. But then, like, he's, like, blocking attacks, like, losing, like, his fingers. It's like, Jesus, man. You guys aren't holding back on this. He lost one of his hands, and now his fingers are melting. I love it because they actually challenge his character a little bit, too. He's just like, I don't want to die. And it's like, it really grounds Yuji's character, because I'm like, dude, same. Fuck this. What are we doing here?
Again, though, this is why I love JJK so much. Normally, you don't get that super big character moment until like the climax of the story. We get Yuji's in episode 4, dude. Like, JJK is just nonstop. So good.
And I also like that even after that happened and you thought that like he had unlocked some sort of like ability within himself and his hand starts glowing red, he goes to punch the demon and he just stops it. And I was like, oh, he still can't even do shit.
Well, that just shows the scale of power of special grades. They're stupid strong. They even had like that chart where it's like, grade 1, take it out with a handgun, you know? Oh, special grade, a fucking nuke might help, you know?
Yeah, just watching other like animes or whatever, that would have been like the point when the hero like actually starts to like get the upper hand in the fight or whatever, but instead it was just like, nah.
Yuji has no chance against that guy.
The second time, so much better, because you pick up on little things that we learn later in the series.
Yep.
So good the second time.
But then after Megami gets out,
times, Josh.
Yeah, watch it dubbed.
See what the dog doing each time.
I'm not okay with that. What the dog doing?
But then Megami gives the single that he got out with Hammer Girl, and then Yuji unleashes the Hakuna Matata. And
it was just like, oh, what the hell is this?
Great.
I love their relationship, actually. It's really funny. Yeah. Hakuna Matata is just standing like, this bitch. I'm out here again? All right. How can I mess with him? Their friends are outside. And if I like go to attack him, he's just going to switch back like a jackass. So, I'm just going to take this special grade with me outside, so then he'll be in the same exact position he was in before, which I was like, damn, that's actually really smart.
Yeah.
It's very smart.
Like,
but then
let's party up, dude. Let's go.
Yeah. He's like, hey, you want to go fuck some kids up? Let's go, bro.
Meanwhile, the special grade demon is just like shitting himself.
Yeah, he's like, hey,
he's about to fight
He's just the little towel he has around his waist isn't holding much now.
I like how Hakuna Matata like blocks like a blast and like restores his arm too. He's like, damn it! I didn't mean to fix this hand either. Damn it! Damn it! I'm bad at this, man.
Dude, Sykkuno's such a cool character.
Yeah, no, he's definitely really funny. And then he completely fucking stomps the floor with that other special grade.
Completely waxes him.
Yeah, he's like, maybe there should be like a different level of like grade, because this guy's a special grade, but then Hakuna Matata is also a special grade, but holy shit. Yeah. Didn't even like break a sweat against this special grade.
We can make Josh's life a lot easier, and we could just call it the demon tier.
Yeah. Or
it's not JJK lore, dude.
Yeah,
that's not lore accurate. What the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking cash.
So when the special grade that Sukuna's fighting is like smashed against the wall and his limbs are just ripped off.
Yeah.
What does and then Sukuna says that thing about, oh, we're both special grades. What does he? Do you guys remember what he says in that line in the sub? Because in the dub, it was actually kind of funny.
I don't remember.
Because he was like, he said something like, "Do you know that they consider both of us special grades? Nice job, man. Look at us." And then
you go.
And he just goes and fucking tears them apart. Dude.
I think he was praising the special grade because they finally like regenerated themselves and like, hey, good for you, good job. You know, it only took you this long.
Yeah,
but this shit's easy
like
for curses.
Passive aggressive. He was like, oh, it only took you this long to go back.
Well, and he's like, it should be easy for us curses.
In the dub.
Oh, okay.
He also said that in the dub, but before that, when he was like still pressed against the wall, before he even like tore himself out and regen.
I'll open up Crunchyroll to see what he says. You guys just keep talking.
Well, I mean, then it cuts off after what?
Sukuna opens up his domain, right? Malevolent Shrine.
And I assume that's going to be a big deal later.
Malevolent Shrine is so cool, man.
So it's just this whole
get more info
idea
about
of
later.
Domains, which we'll learn more about in the few episodes probably.
This episode.
But like they walked into the prison. It was an inherent domain just because of the special grade being there. But Sukuna created his own domain that he brought onto the other special grade, and then he just tore them apart. Took out the thingy.
Yeah.
So he couldn't take it back.
Yeah, he didn't eat it though right away, which kind of confused me. You'd think he'd just chomp down on that shit right away.
Yossef, he just says both you and me, man. Like he's like disappointed that they're both special grades.
You should look at that moment in the dubbed.
I will after this. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
do you want me to do it now?
Yeah, I guess if you have time.
All right. So I assumed that the reason that he didn't eat that finger then, and the reason that he hasn't eaten. Right? Didn't Gojo say that they already had 6, so they should still have like 5 others? I assume that Itadori can only probably handle ingesting so many at once, since he ate the first one obviously and he kicked that curse's ass, but when he ate the second one in front of Gojo, it seemed to like actually be not the best thing in the world.
I think they were faking you on that one. They're faking it. Because like he does like the whole and then he goes like, Jesus, man, that tastes like shit. Yeah. I think they were faking you on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like kind of scary in the moment, but yeah.
Yeah, I assumed that there was like some sort of like a limit to how much he could handle at once, or like how much power he could gain at one time, because otherwise I was like, why don't you just make him as strong as you can and give him all the fingies you got?
Bro, the dub fucking sucks, dude.
I know, dude. I told you, I hate it.
It's so bad.
It's probably fine. What do you mean? There's worse dubs out there.
Watching that trailer that one time in dub for Attack on Titan, I was not loving hearing other voices for other characters.
I think sub just they put more emotion into it. But there's definitely plenty of shows that I'd rather watch dubbed than subbed, because I think that one's an obvious one.
I watched like the first 7 episodes in the sub. I'm not good.
No.
The high Q dub's better than the high Q sub.
Okay, but how did episode 4 end up? They use like the Hakuna Matata uses the shrine on the special grade, completely destroys it.
Takes out the finger. He's standing there with it, and he's like, "All right, man, you should switch back.
All right, it's done. All right, jackass, get out here." He's like,
"Oh wait,
Ara."
You can't switch back.
Shit. Kuna Matata is just,
So I assume that's what it is, right? That like Itadori's not strong enough to swap back, or he just doesn't have
something happened. I don't know.
Something happened.
Maybe the whole thing got fucked up because he used the shrine or something.
Yeah,
he used a lot of curse energy, which probably
I assume that
Itadori
we'll
a little bit.
figure out more in the next episode.
So
Itadori was the dog. Surprise.
Yeah. Plot twist. No, it ends with Sukuna being like, "Oh, I'm gonna go kill Megami now."
Yeah,
and then it cuts.
But shoot up now. So yeah, that's the end of episode 4, and yeah, so far so good. I was definitely bummed that we
Paradise again.
Yeah, I was definitely bummed that we couldn't keep watching.
I know. Yeah, I wish we should have done 5 for this.
No, it wouldn't work. Isn't there like 24 episodes in this shit?
Just 24 in one episode.
Good cliffhanger. It's a good cliffhanger for us.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so far so good. Jujutsu Kaisen's really good show. Yeah.
I was hooked from the end of the first episode, and I'm glad that they didn't fuck around for several episodes to get me to be interested in watching it. Like how, you guys have talked about, like, some people are like, oh, once you're done with like the first 35 episodes of One Piece, then you're really into it. It's like, ain't nobody got time for that.
Or once you're done with the first 50 episodes of Black Clover, then it starts getting good.
Yeah, Black Clover's a rough one.
I don't know.
That's like a third of the whole series.
Dude, that's a rough one, man.
Get 50% of the way through, then you'll like it. It's like, no, I'm just fucking forcing this shit down my throat, so I have to now.
You have to single out Black Clover, but like,
yeah, the start of it sucks. It only gets good when they get to like the water place where they fight the despair guy. That's when the show like flipped for me. That's when the show got good for me. That's when I
tried watching One Piece and getting into it, but I got like almost 200 episodes in. I'm like, dude, I can't do this.
Fuck that.
So
what?
That's it. Yeah.
Jeez. I've heard I've heard the opening arc of One Piece is really good, and then it gets really, really, really good at when Sanji comes in.
Yeah, I think One Piece is a story that's
right?
Yeah.
He's my favorite character.
I don't really think One Piece's arcs miss too much. I think they're usually pretty consistent. They build up pretty much every character,
If I had the time just to sit and watch anime all day, I would.
I think we look at One Piece bad because there's like over 1,000 episodes now or some shit.
And there's not even close to ending.
Yeah, so I'm not ready to commit my time into that shit. But I think we are done talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. Everybody, any final thoughts? Or Josh, what are you looking forward to?
Your impressions?
Yeah, looking good, feeling good. Like I said, I'm glad that I'm already invested and interested in it.
I guess the one thing I'm curious on is, Josh, what do you think is going to happen next?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I thought that it was going to be the case that they were saying one person died because, like, they thought that Itadori was just dead because he, like, I don't know, didn't come out right away or some shit like that. But, like, now, with what you guys are saying and with how it actually ended, I'm worried that Megami is going to die. But also, I feel like that would be way too fucking quick because, like, Yossef's wearing that fucking sweatshirt and they made the whole fucking, like, outro and everything. And it's like, it seems way too early to lose that character. But also, you guys keep giving me the fucking big eyes. Making me fucking, like, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
So, I have to wait 2 weeks now. So, I don't know.
2 weeks.
But that is going to be the end of the podcast.
You guys are going to have to see what we talk about next week.
The outro, which we're going to be rolling right now.
Rap God. On the next episode of this episode, Trav, Mitch, Josh, and Yossef discuss episodes 1 through 4 of Noragami. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn notifications so you don't miss any new episodes. And catch our podcast live every Monday night at twitch.tv/Dutch Free. Thank you for watching. That'll be 5 yen.